Hey everyone, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. Today it is another hot one, and we've got a job that we just haven't had time to do yet, but it's inevitable that we get it done, and that is shearing the sheep. We've got a shady spot here at the end of the house that we're going to get started with it on. We're going to start with Rascal and just try from there. Last year it was kind of a disaster trying to get this done, so we decided to try out the milk stand this year. I've seen some sheep shearing stands that were similar to this. What we're going to do is put a halter on him, tie it up here because his head won't really fit in there, and hopefully that'll get him to stand still. We can do it, and if not, we may have to hobble his feet or something like that. But we're just going to give this a go, see if it works out a little bit better, and hopefully we get it done. But while we go get Rascal rounded up, we're going to tell you about the sponsor of today's video. Wild Badger, the sponsor of today's video, was nice enough to send us this 40-volt, 21-inch self-propelled battery-powered lawnmower. They've sent us other power tools in the past that we've been super happy with, so when they reached out to us about trying out this lawnmower, we jumped on the opportunity. Before we show you exactly how it works, we're going to tell you a little bit about it. This lawnmower comes with a 3,200 RPM brushless motor, which means it's going to be quiet, effective, and very powerful for all your mowing needs. It also has a lot of other features, which if Kimberly come in, I'm going to show you a little bit more about those. Okay, under here is where you put the battery. It comes with two 40-volt batteries, which gives you 88 minutes of cutting time. It also comes with a charger, so while you're mowing with one, you can charge the other and be ready to go. It also has 7 different height adjustments for the cutting height, so you can just adjust to whatever you want. It starts out a little over an inch and goes up to just over 3.5 inches. It also has a adjustable height handlebar, so you've got low, medium, and tall, so whether you're tall, small, it fits us all. It also has 4 different discharge methods. It has a side discharge over here. It'll do a bagger. It also has a rear discharge and then a mulcher, which we'll demonstrate each one of those for y'all. The self-propelled is adjustable speed. It's got slow all the way up to fast, different speeds, so you can just kind of adjust it to how you want. And the other great thing I like about it is, so if you've got kids around worried about that, if they just grab the handle, it's not going to start the mower. It's got a safety switch you have to push before you actually pull the handle to activate the blades. So we're fixing to get this set up. We're going to do the bagging method first, and then we're just going to try each one as we go. Okay, I'm just going to start this out at mid-speed at first, and we've got the height set about middle of the ground too. I'd love to tell you that all this grass was grown up because we let it do that for this video, but unfortunately we had a lot of rain, so it just kind of got crazy. But what we did is we pre-mowed everything where it's about 4.5 inches or so, just to kind of give you an idea of a normal yard if you were mowing, how it would actually work. Okay, so like I said before, you've got a safety button here. You push it, pull the handle back, and it starts, and then you can just okay. So I think you should be able to see. I can see the contrast here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so to take off the bagger, oh man, look at that. That's a lot of grass it picked up just in that little bitty pass. You just lift this up, and then the bagger just lifts right off. And like I said there, I mean, that's almost a full bag just in.
Wow.
That just shows you how much grass it just cut there. And I mean, it didn't struggle at all with that. We'll take that to some of the other animals later. The next thing it does is the rear discharge, which for that, you leave everything like this, but it has a little arm back here that you kick down. And then it makes it where the back guard does not go all the way down, and it'll kick it out the back. So we're going to do that next. The next part is the mulcher. And with it, in the instructions, it recommends only doing the mulcher if you have shorter grass, because what it does is, since it doesn't have a discharge, it's chopping the grass up a bunch and just dropping it back where it was, so it'll compost better and quicker on your yard. But for it, all you do is you just take this insert and it just slides right here where that rear discharge is. Got grass in the holes. Just sits down there, and then we'll see how that does. Last but not least, we have the side discharge. And you just kick on the guard right here. And it's going to throw it out the side like most lawnmowers. Overall, I'm super impressed with this. I've never had a battery-powered lawnmower before, but it's super handy, quiet, easy to use. As you can see, it's pretty effortless to go since it's self-propelled. I like the fact that it has 4 different discharge systems. The bagger would be really great if you wanted to get the clippings off your lawn, or if you had animals or something to feed them to, which we're going to go give those to some in a little bit. But also the side discharge, which is pretty standard. But as you noticed, whenever I mowed over here, if you're mowing over the top of the grass, you're having to remow that grass that just came out. So that's where the rear discharge is really nice. And the mulcher's nice too, because you couldn't even tell there was grass there after I went over that. The other great thing is they really stand behind their products, because they offer a 3-year residential warranty with this lawnmower, which is super great. And the other great thing, that being battery powered, you don't have to deal with those pesky gas powered lawnmowers, which when they set up over winter, you may have carburetor trouble stuff, and you don't have to worry about going and getting gas. You just got to plug it up. It's good to go. So if you've got a small lawn or tight places to get into, this is a great lawnmower to get. We've got a link in the description box below if you want to check them out for yourself. Also, July 8th through the 11th, they're offering Prime Day deals. So not sure what kind of savings you can get on that, but be sure to check them out the 8th through the 11th, because that's probably when you get the best price on them. And we're just super thrilled with it. We mowed this area. It was a decent area to mow to try it out and show it, but we're going to really give this thing a workout a little later, and I'm sure we'll have more videos in the future showing you exactly what all we've done and accomplished with this lawnmower. Okay, we got him up here. He's a little rambunctious getting up here. Let's make sure that he's not too scared of these. Yeah, see?
It's gonna feel so much better, Bobby. It's gonna feel so good. I know. Wow.
Yeah. He's so fast.
I know. I didn't realize how much of that was just him. It's crazy, buddy. Oh no, but you're okay. You're all right. You can feel so much better. You can feel so much better. Cool the blades off a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lubricant and a blade ice. So
Yeah, we keep a
Okay.
couple bottles on standby. So I get
That
this.
felt weird.
So I get this beard off me.
It's not the prettiest job, but he should be a lot cooler. And I am not a professional, which I do know that even the professionals nick some every now and then. But he's got a couple nicks where the clippers, I don't know if it's the guard on them that is like just scraping in, or if it's where he has a wrinkle and it's kind of skinning it a little bit. But I've got some blue coat spray, and I'm just gonna spray some on these nicks. That way they are covered up, and he don't have to worry about flies. And it's an antiseptic spray, so no germicidal and fungicide. Oh, antiseptic protective wound dressing. Blue coat. It's what we use on everything else. Usually we only get it in the bottles with the dauber, but we were able to find some in aerosol cans, which
I think we bought everything they had.
yeah, is a lot easier to do. Like I said, some of these are just barely little nicks, but I'm just since it is so hot, if there's any little skint spot at all, I'm just putting it on there just to make sure that he is protected from the flies and whatnot.
Well, as compared to last year, I think you did better.
Huh?
I think you did better.
I think the stand was good. It was kind of crazy putting him up on the stand because when we first did, he like jumped over the top of it. I mean, he
like
did not
that bar
know.
up there.
Yeah, he jumped over. He did not know what to think. But once we got him up here and standing, he did real good.
Yeah, and even though he got antsy there at the back of his legs for a little bit, whenever I came over there and started talking to him real sweet, he calmed down. So
Yeah, but if somebody nicked me a couple times and was trimming me in those areas, I'd probably be a little jumpy too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But no, I did not trim anywhere near that because that's one thing whenever I studied up last year, but it's like be super careful because if you nick that, then you may ruin your ram. So we made sure to stay away from that area. So
yeah, he's definitely hot though, so we're fixing to go take him back.
I didn't even think about petting
Oh
him.
no.
I just pet him. Now my hand's going to be blue for days.
Yeah.
You ready to go back?
Oh, there's one more spot on the side of his neck right there.
Where? Oh. Okay, Rascal, let's take you back and see if they recognize you. Come on,
Bubby.
You walked over here really good. You not going to walk back? There you go.
He's like, last time I led really easy on that. You took me a place I didn't really want to go.
Yeah, we're going back. Come on. You actually lead pretty good for never having led.
Yeah, he does.
Is Blizzard still loose or back in here? Nope, he's back in.
He's back in.
So we'll have to hurry or he'll be out.
Trying to bug Rascal.
Come on. Oh, you think it's on? I guess he thought he was going to get shot.
Oh, okay.
He didn't want to go through it. That's why he was hesitating. There you go. Are you cooler now?
He'll probably go
Blizzard's like, who are you?
I think he licked the blue coat because he was sitting there like, bleh.
Yeah,
Figured he'd go straight for the water, but...
He's definitely not pretty.
Did you miss him?
Yeah, Sheepy will be next.
Yep, just not right now because we need to cool off a little bit.
Well, we need to let those clippers cool off too.
Yeah, because they
get like the longer I did it, the handle itself was getting hot. That's the only thing about those clippers; they get really hot using them for a while. So that's the reason we keep the blades sprayed down, cool for him, but not so much for us.
Yeah. But yeah, she'll definitely be next. But Sheepy's another one that's pretty easy, but all the rest of them, not necessarily the case.
No, some of them are kind of nuts.
Yeah, especially those white ones, which they're probably over there in that feed bin shade right now. That's where they like to hang out typically.
Yeah.
In this, you can usually hear them.
I just heard one a minute ago.
Yeah.
Might have been Junior though.
Yeah, Junior was up under the feed bin over there.
Okay.
Or in the house, the little dog house, I don't know which. Yeah. Junior's pretty funny.
Oh, is that Puppy or Sunshine? One of them's hung up.
That would be Sunshine. Oh, let's hang on. So this has become a bit of an issue. Little Miss Sunshine, which is Puppy's mom, has decided to start sticking her head through the fence, and every time we've come out here today and other days, she has been stuck through this fence. And worried that with this heat that something bad's gonna happen and she's gonna really hurt herself. So I got the board that used to be on Jessie. Since Jessie's out here, Jessie's been fine and not been getting into anything. So we're gonna put this on Sunshine and keep her safe, basically, because that's like the only thing I know to do at this point.
We pretty much call this the board of shame.
Yeah, we do. Oh, come on, sis. Let through. Don't.
You're gonna lose your arm.
I don't know with her. Hey, dear.
She is Puppy's mom.
Yep. If you can put it behind her horns, it works better because she can't rub it off. Yeah.
I always forget that.
Well, that's what we did on the one, and I forgot it the second time, and then.
Yeah, and then every time I put it on there, put it back on, Puppy.
Do you need some help?
If I ever get it started, it's not gonna look pretty, but
No, but if it keeps her head from getting stuck.
I had to redo Puppy the other day. But by the time Puppy needs to be redone again, it'll be weaning time for her babies.
And Bradford.
Which, if she's anything like her mother, she'll be getting stuck through this fence too. So we may just have to continuously.
Let's send them back home.
Because they come from our grandma.
Yeah.
They weren't staying in her fence, and then they were getting hung up.
Well, plus she didn't have a buck.
Yeah. Sunshine was a little grumpy at first, but she's definitely adjusted pretty well. She's been pretty sweet here lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's showing my last wrap.
I think that's pretty good.
It's about the primary usage of duct tape on this farm right now.
Yeah.
Okay, babe. There we go. Always hold on to them until they're away from me and then let go. That way they don't scrape my legs up, because the first time I did Puppy's board, I didn't account for that and we about had an issue there.
Johnny, this is not for you to headbutt.
Johnny.
That's
hey,
Rascal.
buddy.
You got that.
Oh, Rascal.
Yeah.
Oh, he got so sweet.
He's a pretty.
For your...
Yeah. You've got to be a lot cooler now, but
He was just at the
you
water.
don't look pretty.
No.
Johnny, quit.
I think he looks prettier than he did.
This is not for you to headbutt.
Johnny.
So we're super glad to have that done. Rascal actually did a lot better this year, which we were thrilled about. I wasn't sure how it was going to be because he's gotten so much bigger now. I was like, if he puts up a fight, I don't know that we're going to be able to handle him.
Yeah.
He did really well. We got it done, but we're going to have to let the clippers cool off because the clippers themselves, I don't want them to overheat and burn up where we have to buy another set. Plus, when the blades get really hot, it dulls the blades and we'll have to replace them, which I do have some replacements so we can get through all the sheet. But we're just going to kind of let things cool off for a little bit. We've got other chores to handle. We're really happy that Wild Badger sent us the lawnmower. Make sure you check out the link in the description, especially July 8th through the 11th, because that's the Prime Day deals. I'm not sure what the deal is, but if you want to save some money, that's going to be the days to do it. So once again, we really appreciate them for trusting us to feature their products and letting us have them to use too, because it's going to come in really handy, especially in the tight places. And plus, I've got an idea on where the electric fences are. We can actually, it'll make it a lot easier to mow those too, because with the ride lawnmower, I can only get so close and it's hard to maneuver off and on it trying to get in between the posts. And so with this, Kimberly can kind of work a little bit ahead of me. She can pull them up, I can mow, and then she can put them in right behind me, and should make it a lot easier. We can get that done without the animals getting out, because that's the last thing we want is a bunch of animals running loose.
Yeah.
But it's super hot. Like I said, we still have other chores to get done, so that's where it's going to end for today. We appreciate you watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on Grounds Family Farm. Bye.
Bye, guys.